Thank you. Thank you. Thank you to the one person that showed up.
Woohoo!
All right, this is my TED Talk. I'm Jesse Martinez. We're here at Waco right now, at Baylor University. I went ahead and wore my Baylor shirt, as you can see, although lately I've been walking around with it kind of covered up since last weekend. Thank you. Yeah, suddenly a lot more people showed up. So as I said, my name is Jesse Martinez. I've traveled the whole world. I graduated from Baylor back in 2020, and with a chemistry degree. And since then, things have just taken me, all over the world. And some things that I got here with me today is here's a teapot that I got from Kim Jong-un. I've met leaders all over the world. I don't know if Kim Jong-un is necessarily a great example of one. This one is an antler that I got from hunting with Vladimir Putin out in Siberian wilderness. I've met tons of leaders, as I've said. I went skating with Barack Obama at one point because he's just that kind of guy that skates with random people that he meets. I found multiple amounts of things. This is a skull of some random animal that some Buddhist monks had blessed for me. It made me a great leader. I rub it every single time before I go on stage. It makes me a great leader. So I want to talk about my leadership philosophy, and I'm just pretentious enough to think that you should all listen to it in order to become a better leader, because clearly I'm successful, so you got to learn from the successful people, right? So to start off, my leadership philosophy, clearly stated, is servant leadership. Now, what I mean by that, Jesse, what do you mean by that? I'll tell you what I mean by that. I mean, the best way to be a leader is to be a servant. The best way to be a leader is to take the example of Jesus Christ himself. That's right, I'm talking about God. Thank you. Everyone left again. So, the reason why I say this is it gets results. Flat out, it gets you results. It gets you what you need. Whenever you're serving the people serve you back. And that's really the best way to approach being a leader, is to be there for your people and they'll be there for you. Now, of course, you have to place a certain amount of authority over your people so they'll just flat out listen to you. But you have to make sure that they're happy, that they're reaching their fullest potential, that they're comfortable where they're at, and that they're constantly improving. And you should take those things into yourself as well. Now, in order to be a servant leader, you have to be goal-oriented, but not sacrificing your followers at the cost of it. I learned that one from Gandhi. That's right, Gandhi himself. Don't ask me about the chronological order of who was alive whenever I was. That doesn't matter. Servant leadership is what really matters. Thank you. Now, so some cons that I want to talk about this, all right? Now, with every single kind of leadership, there are cons. You can't take everything at face value and use it wherever you go, because sometimes servant leadership isn't going to work. Sometimes you have to be authoritative, you have to get results, you have to do what you need to, and sometimes servant leadership just isn't the right way to go every single goddamn spanking time. Sometimes you got to go other routes, and that's fair. That is fair. That is a con of servant leadership. It does not work in every situation, but you know what? No type of leadership works in every situation. So you have to be adaptable. A guy named Chris once told me that. He said you have to be adaptable. It's the most important thing that you can do, is be adaptable. Now, I want to point out that I chose this because I feel like servant leadership gets us results. Servant leadership has been shown to increase productivity, morality, goods, happiness, Everything else I didn't list. The reason why I say this is that there are countless studies that I do not have with me right now, but countless studies. If you look up online, type into Google right now, servant leadership, Google Scholar, you'll have tons of results of people saying that this worked. People serve me because I serve them back. I'll tell you a story right now. In the military, it's a known thing that the servant, the highest guy, he eats after everyone else has eaten. And if there's no more food on that table, then he just doesn't eat that day. But you know what? You know what happens every time? The followers bring him food, and they make sure that he gets his meal. And that's a fact. That is a fact. So I'd just like to conclude by thanking everyone for coming to this TED Talk. Baylor, you've been a great host. Thank you so much. Everyone, good night.